All right, what's up, BS Accountancy students? Welcome to this targeted explainer. Think of this as your absolute cheat code for mastering trial balances and error detection for the LECPA FAR board exam. Look, if you're in your second or third year of college right now, your biggest challenge isn't just surviving tomorrow's quiz. It's actually holding on to this knowledge for your licensure exam 3 whole years down the line. To pull that off, we've got to rewire how your brain processes this stuff, focusing on the core logic rather than just blindly memorizing rules. So we're stripping away all the visual clutter today to give you a hyper-focused, high-yield breakdown that's going to stick with you all the way to the Philippine boards.
So here is our game plan to lock this into your long-term memory. We're going to hit the actual purpose of a trial balance, expose the balancing illusion traps, cover exactly how to hunt down mathematical errors, run through a masterclass on transpositions, and then wrap it all up with a rapid-fire review.
Okay, diving right into Section 1, the purpose of a trial balance and what it actually does.
We really need to establish a solid baseline here. When you're finally sitting in that FAR exam room, you need to know exactly what this report claims to do and honestly, what it completely ignores. The crucial phrase you've got to burn into your brain right now is mathematical equality. Basically, a trial balance is just a list. It's a list of accounts and their balances at one specific snapshot in time. Its whole job is simply to prove that your total debits equal your total credits right after you've finished posting. It's a mathematical test, pure and simple.
In the real world, if you look at a pristine trial balance, it's super satisfying. You get to the bottom, and you clearly see the total debits perfectly foot with the total credits. By the way, quick terminology check. When we sum up a column of numbers to make sure they match like that, we call it footing the column. So it looks perfect, right? It feels totally correct. But listen, this is exactly where the examiner is setting a trap for you.
And here is that massive pivot, which is a classic FAR trick. Just because those two columns match perfectly does absolutely not mean your ledger is actually correct. Mathematical equality does not equal absolute accuracy. Your trial balance can foot perfectly and your actual books could still be an absolute disaster. Which brings us right into Section 2, the balancing illusion and those hidden accounting errors.
You are going to want to memorize these 5 specific scenarios where your trial balance gives you this dangerous illusion of balance, because examiners absolutely love testing these exact limitations. Your trial balance won't catch a thing if, say, an entire transaction is just never journalized, or if a correct journal entry is made but simply not posted to the ledger. Same goes if you accidentally post an entry twice, if you use totally incorrect accounts, or if you make offsetting errors that basically cancel each other out. As long as equal debits and credits go in, the bottom lines will match.
It's kind of wild how opposite extremes create the exact same problem here. Omitting an entry entirely or recording that same entry 2 times results in the exact same illusion of a balanced ledger. And why is that? Well, because in both cases, the underlying accounting equation is technically maintained. If you skip a 1,000 peso debit and a 1,000 peso credit, the columns still match. If you double them, they still match. The math holds up, sure, but the reality of the business is completely warped.
Okay, let's do a quick active recall check to test your analytical reflexes. Really think about this for a second. If you record a debit to cash instead of supplies, will the trial balance still foot? The answer is yes, absolutely. If you use the completely wrong account, but you keep the numerical amount the same and drop it in the debit column, the trial balance won't know the difference. It'll balance perfectly. This is exactly why you can't rely on it as proof that your accounting is totally flawless.
Moving on to Section 3, locating errors. It's time for some mathematical hunting.
So what do you do when the columns literally don't match and the math fails? You bust out your accounting detective toolkit and execute this 4-step chronological hack. First, find the exact difference. If you're off by exactly a factor of 1, 10, 100, or 1,000, you probably just added wrong. Just re-add the columns, but if that doesn't fix it, step 2 is to divide the error amount by 2. Step 3, divide the error by 9. And finally, if it's not divisible by 2 or 9, you have to literally scan the ledger to see if a balance matching your exact error amount got completely skipped.
Let's break down why these specific division rules are such massive time savers for your exam. Dividing the error by 2 spots of balance that was accidentally shoved into the wrong column. Think about the logic. If you were supposed to record a 100 peso debit, but you accidentally put it in the credit column, your totals are now off by 200 pesos. You divide that 200 by 2, and boom, you found your 100 peso mistake. On the flip side, dividing by 9 reveals a very different, very specific type of data entry mistake.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, transposition errors, also known as flipped numbers.
We need to go deep on this one, because this specific error haunts accounting students, and board examiners absolutely love it. A transposition error is, simply put, when your brain glitches and you flip the digits while writing them down. You see a 12 in the ledger, but your hand writes a 21 on the trial balance. It's super common. We all do it. And because it's so common, it actually has its own dedicated mathematical proof. 9. This right here is your golden number for the LECPA. If the difference between your total debits and your total credits is perfectly divisible by 9, you have 100% transposed a number somewhere. Whenever your trial balance doesn't foot, grab that difference, punch it into your calculator, and divide by 9. And here's the actual math behind why it's a literal certainty. Let's say a balance was supposed to be 12, but you accidentally wrote 21. Your trial balance is now off by exactly 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1. This triggers our division hack instantly. Whether you write 45 instead of 54 or 72 instead of 27, the difference will literally always be a multiple of 9. It's practically a magic trick, but it's just pure math.
Oh, and as a quick bonus aesthetic rule that shows up all the time in multiple choice theory questions, never ever put currency signs in your journals or ledgers. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you're dealing with US dollars or Philippine pesos, the formatting rules are identical. The currency sign only belongs on the very first item in a column and on the final sum at the bottom. Plus, don't forget, those final total amounts must always get a double underline to prove they are the final sums.
Okay, bringing it home with Section 5, our LECPA FAR Bullet Summary.
Let's lock all this logic into your brain for good. Take a screenshot of this review slide right now. This is your condensed flashcard summary, your ultimate cheat sheet for the boards. Remember, the purpose is proving mathematical equality, not absolute accuracy. Your traps are the omissions, the duplications, and the wrong accounts. And your top 2 analytical hacks: divide your error by 2 to catch a wrong column mistake, and divide by 9 to catch a transposition. So the ultimate question you have to ask yourself before walking into that exam room is this: if your trial balance perfectly matches, what hidden traps are still lurking beneath the surface? When you step up for the FAR exam, are you going to trust the comfortable illusion of the math, or are you going to trust your analytical toolkit? Develop that critical mindset now, and you are going to absolutely crush the boards. Keep studying hard, and I'll see you in the next explainer.